Africa's unique circumstances makes it imperative that its leaders be heavily guarded. The top 10 most protected presidents in Africa are those that have the most impressive security details protecting them and their families 24 hours of the day. Of course, the larger the security detail, the heavier the expenses. However, this expense is necessary because many countries in Africa are not at peace. In such an environment, it becomes very necessary to protect the office of the president. Let's find out who are the most protected presidents in Africa. Welcome back to Just Know It 254. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel. I promise you will have the best videos and I will make them so interesting for you to watch and learn. Please subscribe. Number 10. Mamadi Doumbouya of Guinea. Mamadi Doumbouya is the president of Guinea. He has held the position since 2021. He is a military officer, and he rose to power on the back of a coup. No doubt, he is certainly wise in ensuring that he has adequate security so as not to suffer the same fate as his predecessor. He is protected by an elite squad of soldiers all dressed in combat outfit and openly brandishing their Russian-made rifles. These men are handpicked from the finest battalions of the Guinean army, and they surround him completely when he steps out of his vehicle. He is driven around in a black Humvee, and the motorcade is 10 vehicles long. Number 9. William Ruto of Kenya. William Ruto has been president of Kenya since 2022. He inherited an impressive security detail from his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta, who was known to be one of the best secured presidents in Africa. William Ruto's motorcade is probably the most elaborate, 15 motorbikes traveling in a V-shaped formation, and 12 SUVs shielding the president's car at all sides. His car is an armored Toyota Land Cruiser, and he has similarly powerful vehicles in his motorcade. He is protected on all sides when in or out of the vehicle. Number 8. Paul Kagame of Rwanda. Paul Kagame has been president since 2000. He was previously a military leader. He headed the Rwandan Patriotic Front, which was part of the civil war in the 90s, and which brought an end to the genocide in 1994. He has helped rebuild the country, its economy, government structure, and society. He is one of the most respected personalities in Africa, but that does not mean he should be carefree with his life. He is driven around in an armored Range Rover Sentinel, and there are matching vehicles in his motorcade which can reach 12 vehicles. He has a small army always around him. They include bodyguards on foot that surround him, and when he is driving, there are motorcycles in front of his motorcade. Number 7. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi of Egypt. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is the president of Egypt. He is one of the most protected presidents in Africa, and understandably so because he took power in a coup in 2013. He removed the democratically elected president, suspended the constitution, and installed himself as head of a new government. In order for the same thing not to happen to him, he has to be well prepared. He is driven around in a black Mercedes-Benz S600 limo, and the vehicle is shielded within a motorcade of some 12 vehicles. He is surrounded by at least 10 bodyguards with special training. Number 6. Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. Cyril Ramaphosa is the president of South Africa, and as such, he is arguably the most important personality in Africa. His importance is anchored by the fact that South Africa is the most important economy, and also the most important political zone on the continent. The full extent of President Cyril Ramaphosa's security detail is not clearly disclosed for some unknown reasons. But here is what we usually see. The president is typically transported in armored vehicles that offer protection against various threats, including ballistic and explosive attacks. These vehicles are often part of a convoy equipped with security measures to ensure safe travel. Close coordination with law enforcement agencies, such as the South African Police Service, ensures a comprehensive security approach for the president, especially during public events or large gatherings. Number 5. Bola Tinubu of Nigeria. Bola Tinubu became president of Nigeria in May 2023. He inherited a robust security structure, the State Security Service, which is the elite force whose duty is to secure the president and his family, along with other top political office holders in the country. Since the country has been engaged in an ongoing insurgency of insecurity that has seen multiple military installations attacked, including the presidential villa itself, the president is surrounded at all times by at least 12 black-suited men of the SSS. He's moved around in a Mercedes-Benz S600 which has 2 engines and thick armor to withstand gunfire and even bombs. His car is shielded by a motorcade of 8 vehicles, and depending on where he is going, he can even double his security detail. Number 4. Emmerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe. Emmerson Mnangagwa came to power through a coup, which explains why he has to be heavily guarded to prevent the same thing from happening to him. To be fair, the coup was widely popular as it removed Robert Mugabe, who had stayed in power for 30 years. Nevertheless, he still has to be extra careful because some political opponents may favor force as an option. Emmerson Mnangagwa thwarts them by utilizing heavy security whenever he makes public appearances. His bodyguards number around 50, and they are all dressed in black suits and carrying matching briefcases suspected to contain automatic firearms. These bodyguards completely surround him when he steps out of his vehicle, and the vehicle itself is a heavily armored Mercedes S-Class, which is the standard for world leaders. Emmerson Mnangagwa can be forgiven for his robust spending and security. He survived a bomb incident in 2018. Number 3. King Mohammed VI of Morocco. The King of Morocco is another absolute monarch. He is one of the very few rulers who hold all the power. It is certainly wise of him to make adequate provisions for his protection. There are many misguided people who may want to take it upon themselves to enforce political change. The king is mostly driven in a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, which is the standard for world leaders as it is armored, and comes fitted with 2 engines, as well as a cache supplies of weapons for self-defense. The vehicle never travels alone. He is driven in a motorcade that includes an armored Range Rover and Humvees bringing up the rear. This can be described as a small army. It has soldiers, weapons experts, communications experts, and a medical unit. Number 2. Paul Biya of Cameroon. Having spent around 40 years in office, Paul Biya of Cameroon is rightly paranoid that someone is eager to see him out of office, through bloodshed if necessary. He is one of Africa's most protected presidents, moving about with a convoy of nearly 20 vehicles. In a recent celebration in France to mark his longevity on the throne, Paul Biya was seen completely surrounded by hefty men. The protection was total, to the point that it became difficult for photographers just to get pictures of him. These same men almost completely surrounded his official vehicle as it approached the venue. The vehicle itself was an armored limousine, which makes it seem rather unnecessary that it should be so guarded. The expenditure available to Paul Biya on his personal protection seems unlimited because he is virtually an absolute monarch, and as such, he is not answerable to anyone. Number 1. Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. Alassane Ouattara is widely acknowledged to be the most heavily guarded president in Africa, and he even gets a mention on the world list. This understandably so because he arrived to power on the back of a conflict, and there are still many who insist that he usurped the position with the help of France. He arrives international summits in a black Mercedes S-Class, which is armored and fitted with 2 engines. He never travels alone. His motorcade can reach up to 20 vehicles, including buses, vans, Humvees, and Range Rovers. The true strength of his security detail has not been revealed. In a video, the buses were not opened, but it is assumed that they were filled with soldiers who were on standby. His bodyguard's number is 12, and they not only keep him safe, they also keep onlookers at a good distance. What are your thoughts about the protection offered to African leaders? Leave your thoughts in comments section. Also, like the video and subscribe to Just Know It 254 for more informative content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.